Oil production shrinks again, threatens 2 million barrels per day target. And then petrol imports drop by 2 trillion naira as domestic production improves. Tanker explosion. Stranded motorists lament 24-hour gridlock on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. And then, to some more political stories, Punch newspaper is still before me. June 12, ex-rep member urges policies to support Nigeria's vulnerable people. On Democracy Day, still, Dixon slams Tinubu for silence on Rivers' political crisis. 26 years of unbroken democracy have conferred respect on Nigeria. Oyebanji is the one speaking here. June 12, what we are witnessing, not governance, Atiku laments. Senate introduced 844 bills in 2 years, says Godswill Akpabio. Why I dumped PDP for APC, Akwa Ibom governor is explaining. Okay. Make you explain Taya, Abi. Okay, you go explain Taya. Oh, it's okay. 2027, Wike teases opposition. Tinubu courts minister for APC. All right? Okay, let me move quickly now from Punch newspaper and serve you some more stories. This time around, we visit Daily Post newspaper. Governor Ali lied. We didn't sponsor herdsmen attacks in Benue. NAS members reply Governor Aliyah. On June 12th, Nigeria needs total restructuring, says Pat Utomi. Governor Aliyah accuses religious bandits of fueling crisis in Benue State. June 12th, hand over to military. We are not practicing democracy. Group tells Tinubu. NEF accuses Tinubu of marginalizing North in infrastructure allocation. To some more national stories now. Let's see. National Assembly will rubber stamp in Nigeria's interest. This is Senate replying a critic. National Assembly will rubber stamp in Nigeria's interest. And outside Nigeria, Indian plane crash. British High Commission provides update. Israel kills Chief of Staff of Iranian Armed Forces, Mohammed Bagheri. And back to the country now. Akpabio disregarded my right as senator. Seriake Dixon picks holes in Tinubu's speech. June 12th, Nigeria would have been better if my father was president. MKO Abiola's son is the one speaking here. And then, I am sorry. I was so naive to have criticized you. Rufai's son begs Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. I am so sorry, sire. I was naive to have criticized you. I'm sorry. According to Rufai's son, he's begging Goodluck Jonathan. Ojedeji and Oyefolu will say the wind have blown and we have seen the, how do they call it now? I don't know how they say it in English. In Yoruba, I wish I could. Okay, 15 million naira campaign fee. ADC threatens to sue Anambra government. And on Democracy Day, your government lacks integrity, transparency. Imo PDP tells Governor Hope Uzodinma. The National Assembly remains bedrock of Nigeria's democracy, according to Saraki. Adamawa APC receives Fintiri's ex-deputy and other defectors. This time, I am running for president. Al-Mustafa confirms 2027 bid. This time around, I am running for president. Al-Mustafa confirms 2027 bid. And then, on defection, I am chasing elephant. No backing dog will distract me, Governor Eno. Speaking here. I am chasing the elephant. No backing dog will distract me. Okay? Let me leave Daily Post newspaper now. Okay? And then move quickly to Daily Thrust. Let me also chase elephants here. Democracy, PDP, ADC, SDP take on Tinubu on opposition comment. On democracy, PDP, ADC, SDP take on Tinubu on opposition comment. And on demonstration, protest against hardship flops in states. Protest against hardship flops in states. And then government has hand in opposition parties' crisis, according to pundits. Government has hand in opposition parties' crisis, according to pundits. And then moving on to some of the stories, let's see. 8 family members die in Kaduna Zaria auto crash. 8 family members. And then Royal Electronics appoints board endorsers. Let's see 4 more before we move from Daily Thrust. Obi, in 2 years, Tinubu borrowed more money than 3 presidents combined. In 2 years, Tinubu borrowed more money than 3 presidents combined. This is according to Peter Obi. No idea how I survived Air India crash. Sole survivor. He has no idea how he survived Air India crash. Wow. Congratulations, man. And finally here, I won't help you put your house in order. Tinubu, Towns, PDP, and others. I won't help you put your house, PDP, and others. The Sun newspaper is next, everyone. Tinubu mocks opposition parties over crisis, denies working for one-party system. Yeah, I take that again. Tinubu mocks opposition parties over crisis, denies working for one-party system. Democracy Day. Kalu salutes Nigerians. NDLEA seizes 2.687 tons of Indian hemp seeds in Cross River State. June 12, heavy security as protesters gather in Lagos. We have flushed out kidnappers. Deployed 2,500 security in Edo, says Okpewolo. We have flushed out kidnappers. And we've deployed about 2,500 security in Edo, says Okpewolo. But I can confirm this is not true. This is not true. It's not true. I hear from Edo State almost every day. And of course, from several other local governments, they will tell you this is not true. Flushed out kidnappers. Maybe if I call Edo State right. Mocks opposition parties over crisis, denies working for one-party system. Yeah. Address growing insecurity, hunger, impunity, Obi tells Tinubu. Democracy gradually being dismantled, says Atiku Abubakar. And then APC reaffirms commitment to democratic principles. Finally here, NAS and the politics of one-party state. And then from Sun newspaper, we move to Vanguard. Plenty of stories here also, but then we'll take the first one. IBB apologized to Ross for annulling June 12. Abiola's son is speaking here. IBB apologized to us for annulling June 12. Abiola's son speaking. And then Tinubu celebrates journalism icon Sam Amuka at 70. Confers national honors on him. I don't view one-party state as good for Nigeria. This is a statement by the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said, I don't view one-party state as good for Nigeria. To some of the headlines. Democracy Day. Shun protests. Embrace dialogue for peace. South youth urge Nigerians. CRM to CGN. Halt court abuse by failed politicians. Outside Nigeria, Israel strikes Iran's nuclear military targets in Operation Rising Lion. Nigeria can work if governance gaps are fixed. This is according to Bakari. IBB admitted mistake. Apologized for cancelling June 12. Abiola's son speaking. Uncle Sam at 90 deserves commendation for media development in Nigeria. Sanwo-Olu speaking. Teenage daughter fakes own kidnapping. Democracy Day. Tinubu is economical with the truth on one-party state. Tinubu is economical with the truth on one-party state. This is according to ADP. And then NCDC reports 142 deaths and, of course, 747. The truth on one-party state. ADP is the one speaking. On defection, I am pursuing an elephant. I am pursuing an elephant. No dog can stop me. Governor Umo Eno. June 12, Tinubu out for conquest, not governance, says Atiku Abubakar. June 12, democracy in recession under Tinubu's rule. Peter Obi speaks. June 12, PDP demands strong, independent, democratic institutions. That's what it is, everyone. Tinubu confers national honors on Soyinka, Falana, Kuka, Kudirat, and some other persons. And then there is a full text there. Tinubu's address at joint National Assembly session on Democracy Day. Is a full text there. Yeah. You spread light with journalism. Buhari celebrates Sam Amuka at 90. And then let's see if we can touch on the last one here. Okay, let's see. NCDC reports 142 deaths, 747 confirmed cases of Lassa fever in about 18 states. Last surviving female twin rescued by Mary Slessor dies at 115. Whoa! This is beautiful. I can see the picture of the woman here. So lovely. Last surviving female twin that was rescued by Mary Slessor dies at 115. I remember then that story. Mary Slessor stopped the killing of twins. Wow. Hey, yeah. May her soul rest in peace. 115 years old. This is so beautiful. So beautiful. History is sweet, I must say. History is so beautiful. Okay, let's see. Let me touch on just 2 or 3 more. Police rescue 73 kidnapped victims, arrest 175 suspects, including 30 for rape in Katsina State. Okay, from there I'll move to the Guardian newspaper now quickly. Abacha's loots meant for economic empowerment, says Al-Mustafa. Afenifere calls for new constitution before 2027 elections. June 12, Atiku calls for national movement to reclaim Nigeria for Nigerians. NNPC remits 1.7 trillion naira as oil revenue shortfalls hits $5.7 billion. South Africa confident of beating Nigeria to ticket despite threat of FIFA sanction. Zamfara governor decries Matawale's outbursts, defends policies. Let's see if we can touch on just few more here. Maybe we should just grab the Nation. Okay, before I touch on the Nation newspaper, let me just give you some few here. Governors, ministers, others rally diaspora's support against medical tourism. Roadsvival berates Tinubu over hasty commissioning of Lagos Calabar Coastal Rail. Police rescue abducted 13-year-old, neutralize suspects in Rivers. Federal government promises to review legislation, practices, and of course promoting child labor. Youth-led industrialization key to job creation, says BOI boss. And then, Democracy Day, Abiodun Oyebanji Ayedatiwa urge inclusion and accountability. Federalism, path to Nigeria becoming economic and, of course, political giant. I will touch on the Nation newspaper, which, of course, is the last one before we join Rufai Oseni this beautiful morning. Bank launches 2 billion naira private varsity scholarship. Ijo protest poor infrastructure in Edo community. Governors, Nigeria has made measurable progress. Youths rally for Tinubu in Lagos and Abuja. Wrongs done to our parents now corrected, says MKO's son, Jamiu. Wrongs done to our parents now corrected, says MKO's son, Jamiu. Democracy not gifted by military, but reclaimed by Nigerians, says Akpabio. I'll take that again. Democracy not gifted by military, but reclaimed by Nigerians, says Akpabio. And then finally here, reign of honors for June 12 heroes and others. And to the biggest story here, Tinubu affirms commitment to multi-party democracy. Tinubu affirms commitment to multi-party democracy. Everyone, this is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Feel free to join the conversation this morning via any of our social media platforms, okay? But right now, we will join Rufai Oseni for some analysis of these stories. Good morning to you.
Today, President Tinubu, that doesn't mean I will not still criticize him, but I want to praise him. When he has done well, we say he has done well. For acknowledging the sufferings and the sacrifice of those patriots at June 12th and giving them due honors. The likes of Parewane and many other people like that. Some dead, some are living. But I would have liked a case where when those that were alive, they were living, we attended to them. We all remember what happened to the likes of Frank Okori till he died. But in the last minute, I will also thank Governor Perry for for coming through for him. So we thank President Tinubu for that. But President Tinubu, sir, apart from the mistake and all of that, as regards the maybe two people that were posthumously that were still alive that were posthumously given, the NTA issued a correct job for. President, what about the likes of Chief Dele Momodu?
Okay.
Those were people too that also fought now. Dele Momodu had to leave this country. Was also a targeted person. What about the likes of Showore? These people also fought. Student advocacy. These people also suffered. So please, extend that across. But kudos to President Tinubu. Other things he said in his speech, he said he has no hand in allowing for a one-party state. But he is also happy, to see the opposition in disarray. Definitely will be happy as a politician. And that's why in my interview with Peter B, I did ask him, what's causing this Labour Party problem? He said he's government back. I said he should give me evidence. He couldn't give me evidence. See, a lot of the selfishness that also goes on in these political parties and political tools are also the problem. Isn't it shocking that the same Abure and Peter Obi that were on the same side where they were fighting Lamidi Papa are the ones fighting today? And that's why I put the question to Peter Obi. A lot of people say you are weak. You can't resolve the problem in your party. That was one of the most hard-hitting interviews you can ever see. Because see, if I asked other politicians those questions were so hard that a lot of them might not take it lightly. But my job is to be able to speak the hard truth. Just like I did to Jandor. Everybody knows how, Jandor's ads were being played on this station. And we brought Jandor's ads for proximity. But when it came to speaking truth to power, I told Jandor that you were losing momentum. When the elections came, wasn't that proven right? So, you see, I will speak the truth to power. It is for those that are involved to hear the truth. The PDP too, that is in comatose today, you can problems. That Wike can take over everything like that, and they are looking. So he has shown that he has power over them. The other things I do not really subscribe to and agree with the speech in the spate of things done for economic development, there's still nagging inflation. There's still hopelessness. The policies are still a bitter pill to swallow. The numbers on the financial side might be showing, okay, companies are jerking back, but it's not permeating. Companies are jerking back because they've been able to increase cost, and that has given inflation to us. And we have to use the inflation for commodities. So MTN will declare a profit because they passed on the cost to us. What is the need for the consumer? Telecoms have passed on the cost to us. Services have passed on the cost to us. Every cost has gone up. Cost of real estate has gone up.
Mm-hmm.
So please let us look at that appropriately. Anyway, Jele Momodu has also now replied by saying, if they give him, he will not reject it. But he doesn't think that a government that is trampling on the tenets of democracy will be able to give him such an award. Don't forget, both parties have a tiff. But the Dele Momodu camp and the Tinubu camp were united in this Juneteenth struggle.
Okay.
Truth at all times. Interview that was done yesterday was interview with Olufalaye, where he made a revelation that he claimed he won the election with 1.5 million votes over Olusegun Obasanjo. I will not still take that unless they give us empirical proof. He said he saw it in the house of, they said the ambassador Fernandez told him, they said in the house of, no. Except to give us empirical proof, I just think that's your own side of the story. But one question I asked him was the question on SAP, because he was secretary to the government when SAP happened. And if you trace Nigerian economic history, that's why I kept on saying we should do an history, political history program. The beginning of most of our problems today was in 1986, when, because of the state of the economy was deplorable, and the fact that we had incurred a debt of over 30 billion import license given at the time of Shagari, and a lot of economic mismanagement at the time of Shagari, that we had a lot of debts to pay, and there was an idea of structural adjustment program by World Bank, but we didn't take that structural adjustment program pill, but we took another deadly pill, which was, devaluing our currency, sort of, with something called the second tier foreign exchange market, SCFM, that started in January 1986. And when that happened, by 87, 88, 89, 90, our currency had gone up to about 9 naira to the dollar. Although he was claiming that as the time he left in 1990, it was 5 naira to the dollar. But I've gone to check again, it was about 9, 10 naira to the dollar. But from 86, it was about 1-to-1 with the dollar. And as at 89, 90, we came 5 naira to the dollar. And he never relented. As at 93, 94, it has inched up to about 22 naira. And it has brought about high inflation and pain on the people. It was the same problems that we're having now based on these economic policy decisions.
All right.
It was so bad that those were the things Abiola was campaigning on. In fact, I was speaking to somebody, I think it was Ibukwa Washika, that said she started her business around 93, 94, and interest rate was close to 50% then. Just imagine the level of inflation. So that was where the problem started. And he said there was no other thing they could have done. So I now asked him that we were also in this sort of like crisis, not this level of crisis, under Obafemi Awolowo, because a lot of people argue that Awolowo was one of the best minister of finance we ever had. He ran a war and also led the charge to bring Nigeria out of the sterling union, because Nigeria was spending pounds and shillings until the 70s. I also asked him, could he have adopted that approach? He said that Paulo's approach was stellar. You see, with things like this, the hardline approach is there. But the gradual approach is there. And what I keep telling people is that once you take the hardline approach, it's like trying to crash a high BP with pumping medicine. But BP can't be crashed like that. Because if you crash BP like that, you can also lead to something called hypotension.
Okay.
So there are two parameters. There's hypertension and hypotension. In fact, some people will even tell you that hypotension can even be a deadlier case than hypertension sometimes. So when somebody's BP is high, if you say, okay, let me just put in all the measure to crash things, it could lead to hypotension. That's why a lot of people have made the argument for gradualism. Can we do it gradually? Can we start to reduce these things? And that's what we'll have thought that the government will have done. But announcing subsidy gone and shocking the market was a lot of blowback. And that's what I have against this government. And also all the palliatives to cushion the effects. Go and listen, go and remember. That's why sometimes people say, Rufai, you criticize President Tinubu. I said, no, see, if Obi was in power, I will criticize him more. In fact, I'm even very lenient on President Tinubu. I want the growth of my country. Go and listen to my analysis when President Tinubu made one of his speeches, I think media, after announcing subsidy gone. I was the one that came out and said that I support this. If you can implement most of these things, it will cushion the effect. But when most of those announcements he made implemented, no. So in my grand analysis, gradualism is an argument. So the truth has to be said. We need to be careful and we need to also learn. See, what are we doing for the flood victims in Benue? Also, we need to be able to ask questions around the things Peter Obi said, in his own Democracy Day speech, where he talked about the fact that a lot has not been done to improve the lives of people and help them get a lot better, which are the things we keep talking about. And it has to be said.
He also said Nigeria is not practicing true democracy.
Yes, because there's a lot of high-handedness, there's a lot of stifling of voices, and all of that. But what he said in the interview, when I interviewed him, I said it's not democracy in Nigeria. And I challenged him, I said there's no democracy in Nigeria, and you want to run in the next elections? So,
democracy is in recession.
Huh?
He said democracy is in recession under Tinubu.
Yes, democracy is in recession. Democratic value is in recession. We cannot omit that fact. We must also call a spade and ask what is the opposition doing. Like, I even want to challenge Peter Obi and other members of the opposition. Can they give us a blueprint of what they will have done?
Okay.
In the same case, we need to deal with empiricals. We need to deal with step-by-step approach. In fact, the only person that has, I think, done that, in all fairness, Atiku Abubakar, he wrote a step-by-step systematic account. Because I remember when I was interviewing Pastor Felix Morka, and his part, and he was saying that the Nigerian have not done anything. I think I cited Atiku's storyline to him. So that's that about that. My brother. Okay. Happy Democracy Day once again. Happy birthday to the likes of Pastor Mamuka. And also here, I'm trying to get the confirmation that some new commissioners were announced in those states, and the Janoku, probably his name was also there. Janoku used to be, former special advisors and everything. So I hear Governor Adeniran nominates 12 commissioners. So Governor of Ondo State, Lucky Orimsa, that was forwarded to the Minister of the list for 12 commissioners. Request for confirmation. An exercise of power confirmed by Section 192 sub 1 and 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic. I wish you follow send these esteemed names for that consideration as commissioners. Professor Igbeleki Ajibe from Professor Ayorinde Abiola Olawoye, Honorable Ayolele Akonde, Engineer Alabi Johnson, Amidu Tukaru, Musta Idowu Janoku, Mr. Oluwaseun Abosede Osamaye, Mr. Tob Loko, Mr. Laolu Dolire, Honorable Sunday Olajide, Mr. Omoyofun Shegun Henry. I shall be most delighted to the Honorable House for expedition to action on the request. Please accept, as always, my highest regard for self-esteem and other distinguished members. Dr. Prince Ebenezer Adeni, Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Ondo State, June 12, 2025. So let's see how that pans out in the coming days.
Thank you, Rufai.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, now let me tell you something. Before I go on this break, the lawmaker representing Bayelsa West, I'm talking about Senator Seriake Dixon, just yesterday slammed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu over his silence on the deepening political crisis in Rivers State, accusing the federal government of enabling a crippling military-style suppression of democracy. In other words, he's saying that Tinubu was silent on Rivers' political crisis yesterday, during his speech. He was so silent, on Rivers' issue. But then we'll go on a very short break, and when I come back, I'll give you some more stories and then get to open up the studio lines and take your calls and read your messages. Don't forget, today is Open Mic Friday. My name is Jude.
Mountain of Fire and Miracle Ministry present the special all-night service themed the Yoke Breaking Night, a night of deep divine intervention. Come take your enemies to the court of the Lord for judgment. The General Overseer, Mountain of Fire and Miracle Ministry Worldwide, Dr. D.K. Olukoya, will be ministering at the Yoke Breaking service on the 13th of June 2025. Mini concert starts 8 p.m. The Yoke Breaking service begins at 10 p.m. Come with a bottle of oil for your prophetic impartation. Venue, the main auditorium of the Prayer City, Kilometer 12, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Nigeria. It is time to be awake, for something will break. Don't miss it. Jesus is Lord. Mountain of Fire and Miracle Ministry. Surely the Lord is here.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Like I said, I'll give you some more stories. Now, let me give you this one first. A group, right? Ijaw People's Development Initiative, has urged the federal government of Nigeria to hand over to the military, pointing out that the democratic system of government being practiced by the country has not favored the nation in any way. The group also said that the democratic system of government has failed in all its ramification. The national president, Comrade Austin Ozodo, made the call during a chat with newsmen. He said, there is so much corruption, so much kidnappings, so much banditry in the country currently under a democratic system. That's not supposed to be. And he also stressed that banditry as well as killings in northern Nigeria is all political. He said, funny enough, the leadership does not have the political will to combat banditry. Is that true? What do you think? And of course, the Northern Elders Forum, NEF, has accused the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led federal government of marginalizing northern Nigeria. All right? The forum, while expressing sadness over the allocation of capital projects, described the distribution of infrastructure funding as lopsided and warned that continued neglect of the region could threaten national unity. All right? NEF is accusing Tinubu of marginalizing North in infrastructure, allocation. And then, as regards the National Assembly, the Senate has reacted to criticism that the current National Assembly is a rubber stamp to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led executive. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Senator Yemi Adaramodu, said that the current National Assembly rubber stamps everything that is in the best interest of Nigerians. Adaramodu noted that the legislative arm of government is a soft target of most Nigerians. According to him, like I usually say in his words, that we are the soft target of everybody. We are the most accessible by our constituents because they can't access the executive the way they can have access to us. So definitely we are the first and we are the last to them. What he is saying in essence is that the National Assembly will rubber stamp in Nigeria's interest. That particular senator was actually replying, some critics. All right. And then Governor Umo Eno, the governor of Akwa Ibom State, has defended his recent, defection from the PDP to the APC, comparing his political decision to a man chasing an elephant who refuses to be distracted by the barking dogs along the path. The governor stated that his decision to join the APC was driven by the best interests of Akwa Ibom people and aimed at strategically positioning the state for greater, development. And then he said some other things though. But then I'm just trying to, state some very heavy headlines, and then I will open up the studio lines. Presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, right, says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been driving democracy backward as the system has been in recession since he took over 2 years ago. He said this yesterday, was reflecting on 2 years of Tinubu's government. The former Anambra State governor said after a comprehensive look at the 2 years reign of President Tinubu, it is safe to conclude that a lot is not right in governance and policy delivery of the administration. And he went on and on and on and on to say that in 2 years, Tinubu borrowed more money than 3 presidents combined. All in June 12 election, Abiola's son who was actually speaking. Before I open up the studio lines, the Action Democratic Party, ADP, has accused President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of being economical with the truth, following his Democracy Day remark in which he denied any intention of turning Nigeria into a one-party state. And they're saying that as regards, that Tinubu is economical with the truth on one-party state. Yeah? Let's get to you now. So feel free to join the conversation, okay? YouTube, we're streaming. Just go there. You can watch us live. It's Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Just go there and type that on YouTube. And you just, or in short, just type VOP 90.3 FM on YouTube. And you can watch us live. And of course, get to the comment section and drop your comment. Is that fine? Beautiful. And to call in this morning, just use the number 0700 903 903 903. That's the number. Simple. 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp 081 717 56338. 081 717 56338. That's the number to send your messages to. It's a WhatsApp number. In case you want to reach me from outside Nigeria, you can also call me via that same WhatsApp number to make it easy for you. Is that good? Let's get to the phone lines now quickly.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Innocent. I'm calling from Mamu Ward of State.
Good morning.
So first of all, I want to say this thing. Abiola family made a mistake. The mistake they do is for allowing this federal government of Nigeria to use their father's death as a politics. You see, before, Abiola, when every time June 12 reach, majority, the quality Nigerians come out of the road and do something that show that they are still with Abiola indirect. But since this government take this since what the former government of President Buhari took this thing, nobody is the value is coming down. No, the June 12 is no more having any value. People have started running away from it. Nobody who is quality human being is going there to do anything because they believe this is not what Abiola may be supposed to have been done. Even myself, I think otherwise. Maybe the same government we are seeing today is what we are supposed to see if Abiola goes to that presidential mountain. But now, all I'm blaming again is those they give honors, who collected this tax honors. If you were them, I will tell the government of the day that use this opportunity you want to give me honor, make Nigeria better. Let Nigerians be happy. If they are happy, mean that the Democrats, the Abiola, they fight for is working. Myself will be okay. Not to giving me honor. Use it to close my mouth so that I cannot criticize you any longer. That is very, very wrong.
Okay.
And Nigerians should know what to do and do it work very, very, very well.
Thank you.
And there are some people like to take their shoulder higher, even if when they are low, they push their shoulder higher. And the Southwest is one of those that do it. They always take their shoulder higher instead of allow somebody else to rate them. They rate themselves. And when they are doing that, they will be doing mistake. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Thank you. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome.
Made me to put my mind at peace and wait for the time. I want.
Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution. Appreciate you. Hello, good morning to you.
Jude, good morning.
Good morning here.
The voice behind the microphone.
Good morning.
This is Paul from Egbeda. Jude.
Mm-hmm.
We are running a smooth
Okay. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Jude, good morning.
Good morning.
You are Mr. Mbako from Elasamaja.
Okay.
Yeah, concerning the people who are saying we should come out massively to vote, yes. We come out during the last election, but what did INEC do? You will vote, you will go to your house, they will take it, right? And they will go and turn it. They will say you go to court. And court will also sign it for them. Then why are you voting? My own suggestion is this. Let us come in a mass and do what we did, our youth did in ESAS, not by burning police station, but tell them that we don't want election. We need referendum in this country. We have been voting, and we don't see it. Now, I disagree with Rufai, who say he give kudos to Tinubu. I don't give Tinubu any kudos. If we discover since 2 years, Tinubu have done more worst, bad than the good.
Tell it not in God.
For a man that has what? No direction? What a shame. Democracy is dead in Nigeria. APC may end democracy in Nigeria if not checkmated now. Mayor from Ikotun Egbe. Thank you so much, Mayor. Let's see some other messages here. Benjamin from Shogunle is saying, I don't understand what our political leaders are turning Nigeria to. These issue of giving award honor to the dead people, or to dead people who they said fought for democracy, which the politicians of the day is abusing today, call for concern. The living are in pain of hunger and hardship, carrying for what are you trying to say here? Benjamin, okay. It's okay. Thank you so much. What happened to the Office of the Citizens? Are they also silenced by the Nigerian government? Shameful. Okay. Good morning, my people. Can federal government pardon Ogoni people that they killed unjustly? It should be apology, not pardon. Gabi from Ojo. And then, good morning, Nikami, Judy, and the guest. Tinubu and the rubber stamp NAS are making jest of Nigerians. Can they collect 70 1,000 naira as their monthly salary and make all their expenses from there without feeding from the Nigerian taxpayers' money? Let's see if is it not obvious that government is the one causing havoc in PDP and Labour Party? Mr. Chisom from Yanukbaja. Okay, let's see. Good morning. I'm Elvis writing from Igando in respect of those the president honored. One of the names missing in the list is Professor Humphrey Nwosu. It's wrong to ignore such a man. No, he was honored yesterday. He was honored yesterday, okay? If you're almost the people that are still doubting that President Tinubu is a political master strategist, then you need to go and check the list of those that he has given national honor with, which comprises his critics and promoters of his agenda. He now balanced the equation by honoring former electoral chairman and president of late Humphrey Nwosu to woo the Southeast to his side. Also, can the government give Nigerians reasons why daily exploration of crude has dropped again despite securing oil pipelines with huge amounts of money from vandalism? Which way, Nigeria? Finally, can you confirm if the military has taken over power in Cameroon? God bless Nigeria. Temi Tokbe Onatoye from Ijagemo community. All right? Yeah, I will confirm that just shortly. Okay? In contrast to the ruling party's renewed hope agenda, the Nigerian people in homes, markets, and schools are daily faced with hopelessness. Parents in telltale constantly instill fear of a bleak future to their children. The youths grapple with unemployment and exacerbated hunger and food insecurity. The society at large is unsafe as banditry, kidnappings, and killings of farmers by herdsmen become the order of the day. In a nutshell, 26 years of democratic rule, particularly this present administration, has been so far so bad. Thus, to roll out drums in celebration mode is akin to beating a child and stopping him from crying. Femi Olokun writes from Agege. Thank you so much. Good morning, Ikami Jude. Nigeria will be fine this year, no matter the hardship. Just believe. From Mary. Mary is sending that message from Ogun State. Mary, I like your faith. Thank you so much for your message. And then Pastor Gabriel Ekuma is saying something here. He said, but it appears that nepotism and sycophancy, hypocrisy, pretense have taken over the reign of our national institutions. Let the leaders of today know that after today, that there is tomorrow and that there is always a time to meet again. Today's politicians will leave power one day and meet the people they once trampled upon at some times in life. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. God bless Nigeria. The president never made any statement as regards the killings in the north. He is just after power. He sugarcoated everything. Biased senators were busy clapping for him. The address was between a class teacher and his student. Engineer Lawrence from Igboleri, thank you so much. So laughable, seriously. Okay, let me read this message. Plenty of messages here, everyone, but then let me touch on them one after the other. Do we really have a leader in Tinubu? I think we only have a confused person as a leader who is just there for the good things of the office. Tinubu is just making a mockery of Nigeria, nothing to offer but to settle where need be. A shame to the giants of Africa. Democracy, my foot, is what he's saying. Chinedu from Badagry is the one speaking. Good morning, Ikamiju. Nigeria needs referendum to determine its coexistence. This is not a country. Please release Mazin Amdekanu. Uche, thank you so much. And then this country is becoming a state where people's lives and welfare no longer matter. We need to reset and reclaim it now. Cosmos Ndubeze, sending that from Ikeja. And then, what's your name now? You've called several times, right? Yeah, you have to give me time to read some of these messages. Good morning to you in the studio. Until we restructure this country, there is nothing we are going to achieve because from all indications, things going bad from the government to another. Mr. President needs to do the needful now by restructuring this country or the status quo. Okay. Addition of Wasiu, thank you so much. Or the status quo remains, which will pay any one of us anytime. Okay. Additional, thank you so much, Sire, for that message. 8:13 a.m. The excruciating gains we have had under, or pains is what you're trying to say? I think so. We've had under this government has been eroded by the pains we had before. While the sycophants are hailing the president. Kenny Hart from Amu Odofin. Okay. John Holes from Bemisola Denubi. What are you trying to say now? We don't need all of that, okay? I'm begging Nigerians, let's push for electoral reform. Remove president's power to select INEC chairman and CJN. Mary from Okiafa is saying, I disagree with honoring dead instead of the living. The dead should only be recognized, not to be given awards. Democracy should be on 29th of May and June 12th should be only recognized. I'm disappointed, at all the educated, even lawmakers, laughing and clapping for Tinubu in the name of democracy in the House of Assembly. That's what it is. Have you forgotten that those you have, the photo or the picture of the persons you have in your currency are dead people? Even America is like that. So we must honor the dead. Okay, it's good to honor the dead. Yeah, may their soul, the ones that should rest in peace, should rest in peace. There are some that cannot rest in peace. There's always, if there is right, there is left. If there is up, there is down. Whatever a man sows is what he will reap. It's not everybody that is resting in peace, I must say. Fela Aniku Lakpokuti, may your soul rest in peace. Ezekiel from Ejibo is saying this. He said, for those who care to listen, there was democracy in Nigeria before the emergence of APC. But what we have now in Nigeria is demonstration of crazed, what does he say? Nepotismocracy. Kleptomia. Hey, oh. It's okay. Anyone, no problem. I give you. Tinubu does not care about the well-being of Nigerians. Let all Nigerians march to the National Assembly, demand for the electoral reform. If not, we are going nowhere in this country. That's what he's got to say, right? Thank you so much. If you want to send your message, just send it once now. Let me even skip that one. MQ Abiola will be rolling in the grave for the way these present crops of politicians are destroying the democracy, him and the other built. Okay. Let me see if I can take 3 more calls before I go. 3. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome.
Hello, Brother Jude. Good morning, sir. How are you, sir?
Good morning, I'm fine.
Yes, so thank God it's Friday.
Yeah.
Monday, Friday.
Monday, good morning. Today is Friday.
Okay, now, thank you. Yes, so we are similar.
Talk to us.
First of all, what are they saying concerning Mazin and the Kalu case? What are they saying? Because they are postponing it to 13th, 18th, and so on and so forth. What are they saying concerning that man? That man is not supposed to be there. Is it because he's an Igbo man? It's very bad. And secondly, this administration are too wasteful. They will borrow loans. At the end of the day, they will